Hello, welcome to Spooky Tuesday. I'm Robot Spacer. You probably know that because you had to click on a link to get here that said Robot Spacer right in it. Our resident stream ghost, Unsecret Crush, is over here.
Ooh, I'm the stream ghost.
Hey Val, hope you're doing well tonight. So I got a bunch of things I wanted to talk about, and I did not make notes about any of it, so we'll see how that goes. First thing, this weekend, basically I spent all of Sunday looking through, I'm just going to go ahead and restore a game, and then we'll hang out in the police station, so we have some music that's a little less intense while I'm talking.
Sorry.
Oh.
I had audio coming out of my various devices, and it took me. I held my hand over my phone as if this was somehow shushing.
Yeah, it was interesting. I was like, "What are you watching? You don't really see it?" And then I realized it was me, which is very confusing.
I'm holding my hand over the screen of my phone as if this is hushing the audio that is coming out of my phone, which it in absolutely no way was doing this. It was not successful.
So, Sunday, I wanted to find a book. This is more relevant to Saturday's stream, but I'll show the book. I found the book. It's the King's Quest Companion. It's a very good book. I will show it off on Saturday. I spent all day looking for it. And it was on top of an extremely easy to get to shelf, like right on top. It was in a small box that was super easy to pick up. And it was at the very top of that box. And I went through so many other boxes. We got a closet here that's crammed full of stuff. I went through that. I pulled like half the stuff out of the closet. And there were like 4 heavy boxes full of books I dug through. There were probably a dozen or more other boxes I went through in the basement, all like full of books. And then I checked that one small box that was extremely easy to get to, and there it was. But I found some other cool stuff in the process. And I also went through, due to our basement flooding, I actually have all my old video games.
This was a while ago that the basement flooded, by the way.
Yeah.
The basement is fine. Sort of fine now.
Yeah.
Fine-ish.
Yes. As fine as a basement can be, I guess. I don't know. It could be more fine.
Just wanted to clarify that.
Anyways, had some flooding 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
Some of my old video game boxes got wet, and they've been sitting in the kitchen ever since in a bin. Not important. The important thing is I went through that bin and I reviewed all the video games that I own and played as a young person. And the first Gabriel Knight was not in there. Also, I don't know if I said this at the end of last week's stream, but like when I started playing this game, it seemed like there were lots of little things that were familiar. And I kind of assumed that as I played it, more and more of it would seem familiar, but that never happened. So I am now 99% positive, because none of it ever seemed familiar, and I do not own a copy of this game, that I have never played this game. So that's why I've now added the first playthrough tag to the stream. I just want to say that I named this scene in OBS Show and Tell, which I think is adorable. I did find this very old magazine. It used to be called Sierra Magazine. I just noticed the subtitle here. At some point they renamed it to Interaction. I was gonna look this up. I feel like they might have merged with a different company when they renamed it or something. but they renamed it Interaction, and I just noticed the subtitle: a blatantly biased look at games from the Sierra family. So it's basically like a straight up ad for Sierra Games magazine.
I do kind of wonder if they had to change the name. Like, I haven't researched this thoroughly yet, but just a thought that occurs to me from Googling it. The Sierra Club has a magazine called Sierra Magazine, so they might have, for legal reasons, needed to change the name.
That is an interesting thought. This, as you can see, is an issue about the very game we are playing, so I thought I would share. It's not super exciting, but it is kind of fun. The first interesting detail is this is absolutely art where Gabriel Knight is being hanged by the neck, but they didn't want to put that on the cover of a magazine, but they did their best. Let's see, where's the... Looking for the contents. There's the contents. I skipped them. Gabriel Knight. Gabriel Knight. 72. I'm kind of intentionally flipping slowly just in case there's anything else interesting in here.
That's slowly, huh?
Oh, well, I mean, it's obviously much later in the magazine, but I'm kind of, skimming.
I see.
Skimming for other things of interest. This is interesting.
Sower's dream come true.
Huh.
What?
The best-selling sewing software has just gotten better, announcing Dress Shop 2.0, which offers a complete custom fit in minutes, now with exciting new design options for creating hundreds of style variations.
Fascinating.
That's super cool.
Why
Why isn't there anything like this now?
Yeah.
Or is there?
I mean, I don't know. It seems like an odd fit. I mean, it's software, obviously, but this game is more, or this magazine, I mean, is more about games. So, creative software like this seems out of place somewhat.
Oh, you think so?
I don't know. Maybe I'm just looking at it through...
I would not be surprised there's a decent amount of overlap here with fans of Sierra's games.
I think the thing is that if this were in a more modern game, there would be a cosplay angle.
Sure.
For something like this.
Sure.
But that from what I could see just on the screen, looked like it was aimed very much at I feel like I'm doing a lot of stereotyping here, and it's probably not very cool of me, to be honest, but whatever. This is where I'm at. It's easy as pie. Joanne Fabrics Shopper, this is the software for you that you happen to see advertised in your teenager's video game magazine, computer game magazine. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like that was targeted at people who
owned a computer,
are playing some of Sierra's games for themselves.
Sure. I think this is a lot of my own personal growing up bias. I didn't know anyone who sewed and also played computer games growing up. I don't mean to imply that no such person existed. It's just it's an interesting overlap. That's what I'm very clumsily trying to get at.
Sure. So unfortunately, the article in here, it's kind of weird that this is the cover thing, because this is the whole article, and it's kind of a fluff thing. This is after the game came out, so there's not a lot of making of information, but there are some fun little bits. Titled "Hot Off the Press: Gabriel Knight, Sins of the Fathers, a multimedia experience not to be missed." There's a couple paragraphs with kind of not super interesting marketing text. Apparently the game has over 7,300 lines of recorded dialogue. And then we got some fun little quotes here. Very, very young looking Tim Curry says, "You can sit in your own home and make your own movie," which is very cool to me. Mark Hamill said, "Gabriel Knight is very entertaining. The storyline itself is sophisticated. It's the kind of story you'd see in a feature film." Michael Dorn did not have anything to say about the game, apparently. And then another fun little detail, they've got like this section on the side that says, "Here are some of the things CompuServe subscribers are saying about Gabriel Knight."
What?
I don't know why. Like, I feel like, I don't know if there was some connection between CompuServe and Sierra. I don't know. I got so
many fucking tabs open.
It's such an odd little sidebar to have, but I enjoyed this little bit here, which is that one of the people quoted is Jeff Keighley of the Game Awards. He says, "The best Sierra experience I've had in a long time. Adventurers shouldn't be without this one. This game gives me the creeps. I played in a darkened room in a very quiet house, and it has this atmosphere that really gets to me. Love it." Then below that, they have a quote from someone named Eeyore, in parentheses, Linda C. Lindley. "Gabriel Knight is a wonderful new Sierra character. Don't lose Grace. She's wonderful too. Keep up the good work." Also have quotes from Gimli, who feels they got their money worth, and various other people. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I just thought it was a fun little thing to share. This magazine is from 1994, spring issue.
The CompuServe Wikipedia article is far too dense for me to feel like I'm going to get any useful information.
Quest for Glory, Shadows of Darkness. CompuServe subscribers are on the cutting edge of gaming. That's probably true.
Did they have some sort of
game hints? Shoot.
Did they have some sort of primitive eShop? Like, could you buy Sierra games online through CompuServe?
I seriously doubt you could get a game like one of Sierra's games from this time period over the internet at that point. Like, that would take so long to download. Like, even if it was like the No Voices version or something like that. I'm not going to look at these hints, but it's interesting that we do have some. I'm going to look at what the hint questions are. "I'm in the attic of Grandmother Knight's house. How do I open the drawer to this clock?" That was definitely a problem we still haven't solved. "I'm at Lake Pontchartrain looking for evidence at the crime scene, but I don't see any evidence. What am I missing here?" I'm going to read this one since we totally figured that out already. "There are a few important clues at the crime scene. Start by looking at the marks on the ground, then use your magnifying glass on the marks in the grass just beside the tree." Did I actually do that? Look very closely and you'll notice the grass is textured slightly differently. This will give you a close-up of a snake scale. Oh no, we missed the snake scale!
I thought you said you weren't going to look at those.
I thought this is for day one, and we're on day 2 now, so I kind of thought we already accomplished everything.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Xenolon, good to see you. CompuServe, who are those lucky people? Best we could do was Prodigy. Now I'm wondering, I kind of feel like we might have had Prodigy for a brief period, and then we had AOL for a while. Yeah. Graphic design in the 90s, just use all the filters. I had a lot of Apogee in our house. Okay, yeah, so I guess I won't read any more of these. I'm hungry. Where can I get some money for a lucky dog? Hold it, I couldn't eat this hot dog. What am I supposed to do with it?
I thought the guy would sell you a lucky dog for some reason.
Also got some Quest for Glory hints.
Were you talking to the guy at the wrong time, maybe?
I can't remember exactly what he said to us.
Yeah, I don't remember what he said. I just remember that you were not able to purchase a lucky dog.
Top 10 games?
Uh-huh.
What?
Like ever?
I'm just, there's no, like, it's just funny because, like, is this supposed to be the best games? Because they're all Sierra games in a Sierra magazine. Mm-hmm. Like, what is this list supposed to be exactly? Anyways, Gabriel Knight is number 6. Also available on multimedia CD-ROM, starring Tim Curry. Okay, that's the end of show and tell time. Oh, actually, not quite. I have another thing to show and tell, which is the manual. This manual does not have a little story introduction. Playing King's Quest reminded me that I forgot to check out the manual for this game. It's mostly tips. I think kind of stuff we've already figured out, what all the different icons do. But then it starts to get into Voodoo code interface, which seems like it'll be possibly relevant soonish because we found... hold this up so you can see it a little better. We found this writing on the tomb at the cemetery. So apparently we'll need to actually write some symbols at some point, which sounds very complicated. And then there's also a drum code interface. At a certain point in the game, Gabriel will need to translate a drum code. The drum code consists of 3 pitches, high, medium, and low. So there's all kinds of exciting things in here. And then later still in the game, we can send a drum code. Oh, and this also has some tips. Oops, I accidentally scrolled. So we've got all kinds of hint options if we need it. Tips for adventurers. Save often, especially when you're about to try something new or potentially dangerous. This way, if the worst should happen, you won't have to start all over again from the beginning. Save games at different points so you'll always be able to return to a desired point in the game. In effect, this will enable you to travel backward through time and do things differently if you wish. And this is why it freaks me out when we're watching someone stream a game and they're just constantly using the same save file over and over. Like, I know games stop doing this at some point, but like I still get anxious about that every time I see it. I will absolutely use every save slot available to me in any game, even if I know it's not the type of game where I'm gonna get stuck. I'm just kind of glancing. I'm not looking at these hints too closely, but I'm a little worried about that snake scale we apparently missed. I hope we can either still get that or it's not vital. Did you ever get into any of the Wadjet Eye games? Seems like they'd be up the alley. I do not even know what those are. Please tell me more. I'm curious. So, I got my little hint book. This is the clock. And that's another thing, like, the hint thing in the magazine had a question about how to open the clock. And it was for day 1. And I didn't look at what it said, but it clearly went into detail and seemed to be describing how to open it. So were we supposed to have been able to figure this out already? Like, I guess we'll find out eventually. This is the main thing I want to know. What the heck Cabrice Encore means. I hope we can finally find someone that knows French today. And then this is a note I made about where we're at. There's a bunch of symbols that we have access to We cannot take them out of the police station, but we absolutely figured out a way to tie up this police lady in the office behind the door there. And I feel like probably what we need to do is tie her up in, I don't mean literally tie her up, occupy her in the room. And then I'm assuming we can sneak over and use the copier to copy the symbols so we can use them elsewhere. Wadja is an indie developer that makes modern point-and-click adventure games in the style of these mid-90s ones. Interesting. I'll have to look that up. I'll do my best to remember that later. I'll write it down.
I have a tab open.
Where's my pen? Okay.
Oh, it's over here. On
Thank
the
you.
side of the microphone for some reason.
Got my gamer pen. Okay, so I feel like that's not everything I wanted to say before we started gaming, but that's all the important stuff. I guess we'll bump the audio up a little. Here's... Okay. It's a little quiet. Is it quiet for you?
It's quiet, but it's also just the background music at the moment.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Hopefully we don't get...
And we've got text.
Yeah.
Also.
I'm hoping that we don't get our ears blasted off the first time anybody speaks. Do you want the overhead light?
Oh yeah, you can turn that off.
For spooky lighting.
Let's get spooky. We want to open the door.
Don't leave the room with that file, please.
Oh, shoot, my bad. Nope. Play. I assume I want to put it in her inbox here.
I'm done.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh yeah, I did draw a picture of the symbols. But I kind of feel like we'll need to physically use them in some way. My gamer sense is telling me we need to make a copy of those, just because it seems like we have all the pieces in place to be able to do that. And it was, even just now it was made clear we can't leave with the file. So like that seems like, why would they bother to do that if it's not a puzzle? Hey, Silver! What are you doing behind the counter? We got special cop privileges from our cop buddy Mark Hamill. So we're just looking at police files, because, that's normal. I missed what he said.
If I want to open up, go to a shrink?
I clicked the open icon on Gabriel rather than the door.
Right.
Could you give Silver a shout out?
I'm on it.
Cool. Silver's going to be playing the Quest for Glory game soon, which should be a whole bunch of fun. How did I do this? I think I need to interrogate.
Can I ask you about some stuff? You're the writer. Ask away.
And then we asked for a photograph.
I got those photographs you left for me. So you said. Did you think of any other shots for the book?
Okay. Yeah, we can just keep.
Take another cop author shot. What for? I don't think we got your best side. Really? Okay. I'll have Franks come in again.
So you think this is supposed to be your opportunity to do something?
When I did this last week,
Franks, come back in here with that camera.
Franks comes in here with the camera,
Right.
and I have an opportunity to say, hey, I need to go check my hair. and then I was able to walk out.
So you think that's your opportunity to like make a photocopy?
That was before I got access to the files.
Okay.
So I'm hoping
Now
the
what,
files will still
sir?
be there, and then I'll be able to
That clown wants another
photocopy them.
picture. You don't mind, do you?
Of course not. What else could I possibly have to
Because
do?
like this setup is so buck wild that like there's no way this isn't a puzzle, right?
Anything else, Knight?
Okay.
Hold on a sec while I go check my hair. Good God, Knight, make it fast.
Okay. I'm a little worried about this fella right here, but we'll see what happens.
I bet he doesn't care.
I mean, we are behind him, but also
Right.
like a photocopier is
Let me
not
see
quiet.
that file again.
So hopefully he'll just assume that it's normal photocopying business going on.
Right.
Just want to check this machine here.
Oh, he's pretending to be the repair guy. Nice.
Oh, is that what that was?
I don't know. That was how I interpreted it. There's been a repair guy
Sure.
with tools on the copy machine at times. Love that little jingle. We got 43 points now. This game has a lot of points, huh? So now we can put the files back. I guess it was already selected. Oh, that got me a point too. And now we got our very own copy of the files. Hell
Gabriel
yeah.
has a photocopy of the official police file containing the partial patterns from the voodoo murder.
Can we... Okay, and we can look at that if we need to also. Great. And then here's the one we made ourselves.
Okay. I'm setting my computer slightly out of arm's reach so nobody come up with any French swear words. Because I won't be able to moderate quickly.
I need to do some knitting.
Gotta do some knitting.
Okay, I guess we better go back in and... I feel like the animation got really fast. Did I accidentally turn that up?
Does this have that?
It doesn't seem to. I wonder if turning up the detail made it go too fast.
Would you
It's-
just get in here?
It's not a super big deal. It's just occasionally seems a little awkward.
Right.
Hurry up, would you? Okay, ready. Thanks, hon. Let me know when you got it developed. The photos, that is.
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, I forgot to do my. There's a lot of sexism and sexual harassment in this game,
Yep.
and also some murder and stuff.
Just some casual sexism.
I feel like I could be remembering wrong, but I played the second game, and I feel like Gabriel Knight was much less of an asshole in that one. I'm curious if he'll maybe grow a little throughout this game, or if they just decided to make him a little bit less of a dirtbag in the second one. I don't know. But his cop buddy Mark Hamill's not the best either. I guess that's why they're good friends. They did grow up together, apparently. Hey, Culinary, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. I also remember he got over himself in the second game, yeah. So, I'm not positive that we're done here, but I feel like I went through our options pretty thoroughly last week.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm just gonna jet now that we've got our crime scene drawings. Presumably we can come back if we need to. Maybe I'll do a quick save while I'm here.
The suit doesn't open.
Oh, gosh. This game's a little too literal about
Yeah.
I'll
what
let you
you're
get
clicking
back
on.
to it. Have a good one.
So I think we're pretty much at the start of the second day, and I'm just remembering what the thing is that I didn't do, which is recap what's happened so far. Basically, there's been some murders going on.
The voodoo murders.
Do you remember roughly how many murders there have been?
No.
Me neither. There's been a number of
I
them.
don't know if it's been specified.
Oh, actually, I was going to say 7, and then I remembered, oh yeah, we have 7 drawings. We just copied 6 drawings, and then the new one.
Got it. Okay.
So yeah, I think the 7th murder just happened on the day prior, or was just discovered then at least. They're called the Voodoo Murders because they leave various, like, voodoo related stuff around, but it's clear to everyone.
Like, everybody's like, it's not real voodoo.
Right.
It's pretend voodoo, which I don't totally understand what that means.
Well, I think what they're saying is these are not actual people with an interest in voodoo religion. They're just trying to make their murders seem creepy and stuff.
They're co-opting a religious practice for spooky reasons.
Right. And, maybe trying to throw the cops off their tracks or something, misdirect them, who knows. So Gabriel Knight is an author who I guess is writing a book on the voodoo murders, and then his childhood friend, I believe it's Mosley, played by Mark Hamill. Also, Gabriel is played by Tim Curry.
He's a fiction writer, right?
Yeah, I think so. Like, I assume it's kind of like a fiction thing that's based on.
Like, it just seems kind of weird that he's basically investigating real murders and sometimes going over
Unsolved murders as they're
Unsolved,
happening.
and going over the police's heads to do so he can write fiction?
It's extremely weird.
Like, why is he a fiction writer and not a journalist or something? Like,
Yeah,
it would still be kind of shitty for a journalist to be going over the police's heads to try and solve an unsolved series of murders, but at least you could argue that they're doing it in the public interest. Sort of.
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, looks like.
I think it just strikes me as odd that not that a fiction author would do this sort of thing, but just that his cop buddy is very supportive.
Yeah. I mean, they're childhood friends.
Right.
So we accidentally learned in a very old Sierra magazine that there's
missed
a
something.
snake scale to find around here.
It's very large grass.
Okay. Okay, this is interesting. Am I using the magnifying glass on the magnifying glass?
Seems that way.
This is...
Gabriel is already magnifying the grass.
Okay.
So are you supposed to, like...
Oh, I think a detail that was also in the hint was that you got to use the
There
tweezers.
doesn't seem to be anything unusual there that
Like,
would
it
call
seems like
for
there's
using.
There was a
something
moving.
here. It's possible I'm not in the right spot.
Sure.
There doesn't seem to be anything unusual there.
Spyglass recursion.
Let's check another spot. I'm not sure if this is grass.
It's extremely big sand.
What? What?
That's called rocks. Isn't big sand just rocks?
I think so. Okay, I mean, that doesn't look like anything. Maybe here?
It's very large grass.
Okay, that's the same close-up in a different spot, so
Okay.
I guess that little thing is not anything.
Yeah.
Somewhere there's a snake
It's
scale.
very large grass.
Yeah, we got that. Thank you.
Do you want to just get out the magazine?
There are marks in the grass, as though some heavy wire object had been set there.
Heavy wire object. And there's clearly something shiny here, so I think that's our snake scale.
Okay, given that we already know that this is a snake scale, I would suppose the heavy wire object would be a cage in which a snake was contained.
Ah, yeah, that makes sense.
Gabriel carefully uses the tweezers to take the small iridescent scale.
I think it's a snake scale, but it beats the hell out of me. What kind?
Gabriel is carrying a scale he found near the crime scene at Lake Pontchartrain.
Okay. I just want to say, love the scroll bar. It's
Like a gargoyle head.
yeah, kind of looks like a bat face to me, but you know, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Some kind of spooky creature. It's great.
Some sort of.
And then also just the snake and the lion in the corners of the UI, also quite.
Some classic gothic grotesquerie.
So I stopped reading after I learned about the snake scale, but I feel like we're probably good here now. So let's try to remember how to leave this area. Okay. I guess I got sidetracked and didn't finish the recap, but murders, obviously we're basically trying to solve them, like, I mean, not officially, but, you know, it's a video game, so I'm sure that's our objective. And we ran into a lady who drove by the crime scene that lives at this big old mansion,
Very
the
pretty.
Getty
lady.
Estate. I don't think we are going to be able to talk to her yet, but we'll maybe try. What else happened of interest?
I don't know. Went to grandma's house.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We went to our grandmother's house and looked at some stuff in the attic. There's a clock in the attic with these symbols on it and a drawer underneath. I don't know if that's something we're supposed to have figured out already. When I encountered it, like we had very little information that would suggest we could possibly make sense of all these symbols and stuff, so I figured we'd come back to it. But the little hints we came across, I didn't read this one, but kind of seemed like it was telling you could do it all on day one, so maybe that's something else we missed. And then another detail we've encountered is Gabriel has these recurring nightmares. This scene that kind of seems like it was a long time ago. Oh, also, it was mentioned that I think both Gabriel's father and grandfather had recurring nightmares as well.
I believe so. And then they made pictures, like drew.
Oh yeah, we have. Was it his dad's notebook?
I think so. His dad's notebook, and his dad made a painting that's in the store.
Yeah, these three snakes come up a lot. Got lion or some kind of big cat. This demon thing. These overlapping circles. Looks kind of Silent Hill. Oh, and a thing I didn't notice.
Those two
the first
Those two
time.
objects would have no effect on each other.
Okay, well, it's the same object. This is some kind of talisman that showed up in Gabriel's nightmare. Anyways, it was just kind of a bunch of different images. It seemed like there was some kind of ritual. A lady turned into a lion, cat, big
Like
cat.
a jaguar, I think.
Yeah, jaguar is probably right. Gabriel saw. I assume it was meant to be himself being hanged from a tree. There was a guy in some kind of old-timey looking clothes speaking or something. I can't remember if we were able to hear what he said.
I don't remember that part.
Anyways, yeah, there's a lot of like vague spooky stuff that we don't really understand yet, and it seems like he probably doesn't understand it either. So we don't have a ton of leads. Like, clearly we need to talk to this lady, but when we knock on the door, a butler answers, and he's like,
This door is pretty solid.
okay, use? Oh, right, I have to use the door knocker. You know, he wants us to give some sort of reason why this lady would want to talk
May
to us.
I help you? I have a fine selection of magazine subscriptions for sale. We do not welcome solicitors.
Oh yeah. Tim Curry having a conversation with himself.
So yeah, I'm not sure. Let's try that again. I don't think we have the opportunity to show him an item, but maybe we do.
May I help you? I'd like to see Malia Getty, please. I'm sorry, but unless you have an appointment or official business, I cannot announce you.
Okay, so we do have an opportunity. Like, she drove by the crime scene and asked a couple questions. Like, it seems to me like she probably has an interest. So I don't know if maybe we want to show. Oh, I do have official.
I do have official business. Really? Please tell me the nature of your business. Does this do anything for you? No, it does not, sir.
Okay, so struck out with that.
What did you show him?
The crime scene drawings. Let's try a gross photo of a dead
Does
body.
this do anything for you?
Okay.
No, it does not, sir.
The question, does this do anything for
Yeah.
you, doesn't really inspire a lot of confidence.
Does this do anything for you? No, it does not, sir.
I feel like there's got to be some way to, like,
This is the last page of inventory.
figure out what she would be interested in. Oh,
Yes?
we asked Grace to research her. Did we ever?
I don't think we went back and
Yeah.
learned anything about that yet.
I don't think so. So that seems like...
Just as I thought. Good day, sir.
I kind of thought so too, but I also don't remember. Maybe it was just some kind of vague information about the family. We'll go back and check.
Hello, beautiful. It's me.
The excitement of seeing you is killing me.
Was the research getting her address?
Yeah,
Got a
that's
minute,
how we
Grace?
found out where
What's
she
up?
lived. Yeah.
Could you do some research for me?
Sure, what?
Okay.
I can't
have
think of
anything
anything.
else to request
Okay.
at the moment. Oh, we can talk about
Do
snakes
you
now.
know anything about snakes?
I told you nothing. I hope you don't think this subject is erotic. It's not.
Did you ask about snakes before?
I don't remember ever asking about snakes before. Also, why would you jump to that?
I mean, why wouldn't she? It's this guy.
I mean, it is Gabriel Knight.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
My only guess is like there's that painting of snakes in the shop. Maybe.
Oh, you know what? It was a brighter white text, which I thought was saying it was new, but I think maybe the mouse was just off to the right.
I see.
So maybe we did ask about snakes before.
What is the red? Like, are those all red?
The red ones basically give you another list of things to talk
Got
about.
It. Okay.
I don't know if showing her items is worthwhile.
Do you know anything about this?
No, sorry.
Okay. It kind of seems like if we have something new to talk about, it shows up as a dialogue option without having to show her an item. But
Okay.
it's hard to be sure.
Do you know anything about this?
No, sorry.
Okay, let's see what else we can do around town.
I'm out of here. Try not to sell out the store while I'm gone.
Uh-huh.
Alright, Halloween House is a restaurant. I guess there's various places we have not been to yet on the second day, so let's just kind of do a tour of all the locations. There's probably going to be some new things to find. Still don't know what to make of that. Can I write it down? Ah!
I want
Yeah.
a copy of these strange marks.
Cool. I don't like. There's a talk icon and an interrogate icon.
Hello there, got a sec?
Yeah? What can I do for you?
Kind of a quiet job you've got, isn't it?
Most of the time, yeah. Yeah, they act up some at the full mood, though.
Like, I guess the thing I'm wondering is, like, is the normal talking option ever important? Or is it just kind of generally some,
Some chatter.
flavor chatter?
Right.
Oh, now we gotta go over here, I guess. One moment.
Food, trinkets, and more unsettling things have been left at Marie Laveau's tomb as offerings from believers.
No, thanks.
Yeah, I kind of figured we didn't want any of that, but gotta try, right?
Could I have a minute of your time?
What you need, boy?
Mind if I pick your brain a minute?
Go ahead. These folks ain't in no hurry.
Tell me something about
They have anything
St.
new
Louis
here?
Cemetery, number 1.
It's a historical place. People buried in here from the Civil War and back further too. Take a look around, you'll see.
Tell me about yourself.
That's about all there is to say.
Did we talk to him about snakes?
I don't know.
I kind of thought, like, I've definitely seen, you know, aside from this white highlight, I've seen subtle differences in the color of the text, which I thought was showing me when things are new, but...
Do you know anything about snakes?
Snakes? I see snakes around here all the time. Most of them ain't poisonous, of course.
I mean, aside from Gabriel's nightmares and his dad's interest in drawing snakes, like, I can't think of why we would have been asking anyone about snakes before we got the scale.
Right.
Why is this so hard? Oh, I clicked outside the window. It's so strange. Should he not exit when I click when there's an exit sign?
You would think. Do you need to click when it's a boot and not an exit sign?
I mean, I've tried that too. Huh. Okay. Jeez, that's so strange. I'm inclined to try Napoleon House. All the same people. Thought there'd be someone new, maybe.
Hi, how's it going?
It's been worse.
Maybe our bartender buddy knows something about
Could I ask you a
snakes.
few questions?
Sure. I'm not too busy at the moment.
Do you know anything about snakes?
What about them?
Oh, just anything.
Man, you ask the weirdest questions. I don't know anything about snakes.
Oh,
Oh?
I just realized.
Yes.
Dr. John at the Voodoo Museum has a snake.
Ah.
That's who we want to talk to about
Okay.
snakes. Thanks for nothing, bartender.
I no longer remember what exactly it was that you said, but you made some offhand comment that made me suddenly spontaneously remember
Hello, Dr. John.
a game that I
Glad you
played
could
when I was
return to
little,
us, Mr. Knight.
called The Scoop,
The Scoop.
which is apparently, unfortunately, not available for purchase. Like it's not on Good Old Games or anything like that. It's like a detective. Oh, I think it was when we were talking about him investigating an active murder,
Ah,
and he's not even a journalist.
right.
Because that was a game about a journalist trying to get the scoop on active murders, and if you fucked up, you might be the next victim.
Oh, shit.
That's the end of my little derailing story, though.
What kind of game was it? Like a point and click kind of thing, or?
It was an adventure game. You had verbs to choose from.
Okay.
There was a time system. You had like a time limit to get things done.
Oh, interesting.
And I never finished it because I kept running out of time and getting murdered.
So this is Dr. John, played by Michael Dorn.
Could I ask you some more questions?
Of course. I also find our dialogue stimulating.
Tell me about snakes, buddy.
Do you know anything about snakes?
Ah, you have perhaps noticed the museum's snake, Mr. Knight. They are beautiful creatures, do you not agree? And the tourists seem to associate them with voodoo.
Okay.
The tourists do.
Right.
Is the snake yours?
Okay.
Do you use it in your practice of voodoo?
I admire the spirit of the snake, Mr. Knight, but snakes like the museums can be quite dangerous to handle.
You didn't really answer my question.
I think I did, Mr. Knight.
So you're supposed to just click the same option over and over again?
Right. So you can continue talking about a subject by
Got
clicking
it.
on it multiple times.
I'd really like to know more about your snake.
There is really nothing more to say, Mr. Knight.
I'm gonna try showing him the scale to see if that...
Perhaps Gabriel should learn more about the scale before showing it to anyone.
Huh.
How's he supposed to do that? Have you examined it?
I mean, I've looked at it here.
Gabriel is carrying a scale he found near the crime scene at Lake Pontchartrain.
Let's try using...
The magnifying glass is an expensive one. Gabriel magnifies the scale from the lake. The iridescent scale is brilliantly hued with greens and purples.
Okay.
The iridescent A very large, very formidable looking snake is secured in a plexiglass cage.
Okay. I'm assuming we have not learned enough about the scale to show it to anyone.
Perhaps Gabriel should learn more.
Should you show it to Grace? Did you try that already?
I did try that.
Okay. And that did nothing?
That did nothing. And it wasn't a research option. When I asked her about snakes, didn't get me anywhere. Well, let's...
Could I ask you some more questions?
Of course. I also find our dialogue stimulating.
Now that we know, we might want to go through things multiple times.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
Historical voodoo? Or the voodoo currently practiced in the city?
So, how did voodoo come to New Orleans?
After the Louisiana Purchase, American legislators relaxed regulations. Slaves were permitted to gather. The Americans also removed the ban on West Indies
That is
slaves.
indeed Michael Dorn.
Around the same time, a slave revolt occurred in Santo Domingo, what is now Haiti. Between the lifting of the ban and the Haitian revolt, West Indies slaves began pouring into New Orleans. Some of them were free people of color, freed or escaped slaves. Some came with their white owners who were fleeing from the revolt.
Yeah, and Gabriel is Tim Curry, which is kind of hard to tell if you don't already know it. And there's also a cop that's played by Mark Hamill, which is definitely a bit different from the typical Mark Hamill voice.
Tell me more about current voodoo.
There are many voodooians in New Orleans. They often do business selling gree-gree, telling fortunes, providing luck, and occasionally misfortune. Perhaps you would like to meet a voodooian. We refer those who seek a deeper experience with voodoo to a local practitioner, Magenta Moonbeam.
Sure, I'd love to meet her.
She lives on the corner of Orleans and Dauphine. I will call her and tell her you might stop by.
Great, thanks.
Seems useful.
Super useful.
Is there anything else I should know about hoodoo?
Not if your interest is primarily in voodoo. Hoodoo is of interest to those who study rural folk traditions, but it will not aid you in understanding true voodoo.
Okay. That was useful.
That doesn't seem to work that way. That doesn't seem to work that way.
Okay. We'll try the boot icon. I thought there was a door there. Oh no.
That doesn't seem to... There is nothing to open or close there.
If I want to open up, I'll go to it.
The doorway is already open.
Oh, is it? Why can we not walk through it then? Why is this so hard? I think I got
Thanks
it.
a lot.
Oh,
Bye
no.
now.
Yes, I did.
Walk carefully out there, Mr. Knight.
I'll do my best. I don't think I'm very good at walking.
You were on the wrong side of the door, I see now.
Well, I mean, I was trying to click on what looked to me like part of the doorway, at least.
Right.
But you know, that was just kind of where he went when I clicked there.
Welcome, Seeker. You must be the one Dr. John called me about.
I guess so.
She's
My
got
name is...
Wait? Gabriel Knight?
You're too quick for me.
Actually, Dr. John told me. You have come to the right place, Mr. Knight. Tell me how I can help.
Let's try chatting
Dr. John
first.
tells me you're a voodoo practitioner of some kind.
Yes, I am a voodoo yen, a voodoo priestess.
Could I ask you a few questions?
Of course, Seeker.
Oh, where to start? Do you know French?
Do you have any idea what Caprice Saint-Car means?
No. No, I don't.
I don't believe her.
Yeah. That definitely... Yeah.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
My practice is mainly selling charms and potions with magic power, such as gree-gree and voodoo oils. You know, everything from unrequited love to wandering spouses to winning a lawsuit. But my spells and charms are powerful, and they work.
Now I'm actually wondering if other people knew what it was and didn't want to tell us.
Time to go back to every person we've ever talked to and bug them about it a bunch more times. I guess.
I feel like that's probably not worth it, but I am going to ask her again to see if...
Do you have any idea what Caprice Saint-Car means?
No. No, I don't.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Why, that has nothing to do with me and my clientele. But I can tell you that you should stay as far from it as possible. There is badness there. Very bad.
Maybe she just talks like that, actually. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to be 100% certain, but...
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
New Orleans is the center of voodoo practice in the United States.
Do you know anything about snakes?
Snakes? You mean like my beloved Grimwald? She's a python, you know. Quite deadly in the wrong hands. I was trained by one of the great voodoo queens to learn how to hypnotize and handle snakes.
Tell me more about snakes.
Oh, I wouldn't want to give away my trade secrets.
Okay.
What's the significance of St. John's Eve?
St. John's Eve? It is the greatest night of the voodoo year. There is always a traditional conclave on St. John's Eve. Most of our voodoo churches these days hold functions in the church hall. But in the old days, they had ceremonies out in the wild, and they wore animal masks and had a huge bonfire and dancing. I used to go when I was an apprentice. Sometimes in the swamp, you know. Bayou St. John. Sometimes at the lake, Lake Pontchartrain.
I can't remember if...
Okay, Animal Masks is new, and that's a brighter blue.
Yeah.
You can't remember what?
If anyone has ever told us when St. John's Eve is, or was, is this something that recently happened, or something coming up?
I don't remember if anybody in the game said when it is.
Mm-hmm.
I have a vague sense that it is soon in the game's timeline.
Silver says it's June 24th.
Yeah, that's what.
If it's based on real
That's what I
world
was gonna
stuff.
say. In real life, it's June 24th.
Okay.
Because it's.
Do
6
you know what date
months.
it is in the game?
This is why I can't remember specifically, but I kind of got the impression last time that it was about June.
Yeah. I mean, I assume, whenever it is, it's
Right.
somewhere near to St.
Like,
John's Eve.
It's June 24th because that's 6 months before Christmas, because it's the birth of St. John the Baptist.
Yeah.
Tell me about the animal masks.
I saw them used once or twice when I was younger, but you don't see them much anymore. They are too close.
Too close to what?
Just bad karma.
About Grimwald.
What about her?
Did you lose any scales?
Where'd you get Grimwald?
She belonged to a traveling reptile show. She was being terribly mistreated, so I offered to buy her. She's named after a spirit guide I had once. The spirit Grimwald was a very powerful female snake priestess in Egyptian times.
Interesting
Grimwald
name
doesn't
for an
sound Egyptian.
Yeah,
I only
exactly.
know what the spirits tell me. Monsieur, I am sure they know better than we.
I was literally gonna say Grimwald doesn't sound especially Egyptian.
Yeah.
How'd you learn to handle Grimwald?
I told you a great voodoo queen taught me. She learned from Marie Laveau herself.
Ah, fascinating. Would you consider giving me one of Grimwald's scales?
No, I couldn't do that. You might do some gree-gree of your own, no? One must be very careful with such things. Hair clippings, nail parings, and snake scale.
Can I ask again? Are you sure?
How about showing me how you handle Grimwald?
Really? You would like to see me dance, perhaps?
That would be swell.
I won't make you wait, Monsieur Knight. No matter what you see, do not be frightened.
I'll give it my best shot.
What?
Like, I can interact in some way now. I feel like this is about to go bad. Yeah, like, I feel like this has to be a way to get a snake scale somehow.
Oh, there's like a shed skin in the cage. I think that's what that is.
Yeah. Oh.
Gabriel grabs the shed snake skin while Magenta is otherwise occupied.
Oh, it's easy.
They are truly inspiring, isn't it?
That's certainly one word for it.
Well, some cool animation.
Could I ask you a few more questions?
Certainly.
About Grimwald.
What about her?
Tell me anything at all.
You have to be careful when handling a snake. They're more delicate than they look.
I'll bet. Nothing, never mind.
All right.
Give me an example of a gris-gris.
All right. Here's an old one. Take a lodestone and some brimstone to a crossroads at midnight. Light the brimstone with a match, and a spirit will come and give you advice in gambling.
Okay.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
Much of a voodoo yen's work is protecting her clients from the spell of others. I make special protective gris-gris to be worn in secret. They keep evil spells from working against my clients.
Tell me about yourself.
Yes? What would you like to hear?
What kind of people come to see you?
Seekers after the truth, such as yourself.
How'd you get into this business?
I trained in the voodoo arts for many years with the great Queen Tabitha.
Really? Who's she?
You have never heard of her? For shame! I can see you know little of the world of magic.
I'm beginning to get that impression, yes. How many voodoo yens are there?
No one knows exactly. Many practice in secret. There are probably hundreds. But of course the level and the power of the voodoo yens differ greatly, depending on their training and natural gifts.
What else do you do is a very weird question to ask someone.
Yeah.
Do you do anything else?
I am a voodoo yen, and that is plenty. It takes much spiritual effort.
It just comes off like, surely, so, like, how do you make money, though?
Yeah. What's your side hustle?
Tell me anything at all.
I haven't always lived in New Orleans. I came here from Kansas as a young woman.
Definitely not quite as weird as tell me anything at all, though.
I can't think of anything.
Very
Especially the
well.
way he says it.
Yeah. You got a 401k, lady?
How's your benefits?
Alright, I feel like we did pretty good here. Do we want to look around at anything?
The mask is made of carved wood and looks African. A large, sluggish snake rests on the floor of the fancy bird cage.
Sluggish.
I suppose it's
Huh?
tired after its little dance.
How could you even tell a snake is sluggish when it's in a cage? I mean, it's moving around quite a bit.
Sure.
A large crystal ball is prominently displayed. Magenta Moonbeam is wrapped in gauze and silks. She looks vaguely mysterious and mysteriously vague. It's a large cluster of quartz crystals.
Alright.
Well, I guess I'll be gone now.
Thanks for the snake skin.
Do what you will if it harm none.
Count on it.
Alright, we can't use our inventory on the map screen. Let's stop by the drugstore.
Hello.
Oh.
Bonjour, Monsieur Walker.
Oh, bienvenue, Madame Casino. Comment ça va? How you be feeling today?
Well, I'll tell you, Mr. Walker. I'm certain someone's buried a sleep knot bag somewhere near my steps. I haven't slept a wink in weeks.
Oh, don't that beat all? Well, you're gonna need some easy night candles then.
Do you think that would help? I do hope you're right. I said 3 rosaries this morning for Our Lady's intervention.
Rosaries are good, sure enough. But you burn those candles too, and you're gonna whip any old no-sleep gree-gree, I tell you for sure.
Very well, Mr. Walker. Put them on my account and send them round to my house. Oh, and there's another thing. I didn't catch her at it, but I know Mrs. Lefebvre put stomachache powder in my tea at the last meeting of the Creole Grand Dames. Oh, I've been in misery.
You put 9 pinheads up in a little box, add a pinch of graveyard dust, and put it under her front porch step. That'll turn the trick back on Mrs. Lefebvre, and she'll be the one with the bellyache. I have the pins and the dust right here if you want 'em.
If the Blessed Virgin will grant me her protection, I'll be safe from these practitioners of evil.
Oui, madame. Though it don't hurt to be proactive none neither. Now does it?
Naturellement, monsieur. Merci beaucoup.
Mais non, madame. It is nothing. Au
He knows
revoir.
French.
Au revoir, Monsieur Walker.
He's the one that said Cabrice encore.
Oh, okay. And did he then refuse to tell you any more about it?
Yeah, like he kind of acted like he slipped up and didn't mean to say that or something.
I see.
He definitely wouldn't tell us what it meant. I kind of wonder if she might, if we can figure out how to talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask you just a few more questions?
Whatever, man.
What did you mean when you said Cabrice encore?
I didn't say that.
You did. I heard you say it.
You heard wrong, monsieur. I said no such thing.
That customer of yours, the little old lady,
Customer?
the woman I saw in here, Madame Cazonou, you called her.
I don't talk about my customers to men who come in off the street.
Reasonable.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about animal masks?
Like the ones in the voodoo rituals they do for the tourists?
Right.
I used to sell a few as souvenirs. The only one left is Willie Jr. over there. The old crocodile. Well, he's sort of a mascot now, him.
Tell me more about Willie Jr.
About Willie Jr. Would you be willing to let him go?
Maybe. For $100.
$100? You've got to be kidding.
Me and Willie Jr. are very close now. I could part with him for less.
Okay. Interesting.
Would you take 50 for Willie Jr.?
Don't insult me, monsieur. The price is $100.
Honestly, I feel like $100 is a bargain. I'm pretty sure we looked at it before, and it's like a real alligator head.
Mm-hmm.
Snakes.
Do you know anything about snakes?
What kind of snakes?
The kind they use in voodoo?
Pythons and boas. So I've heard.
Really? Do you have one?
Are you crazy? What would I want with a python?
Okay, let's take a moment to examine our snake skin.
It's the shed skin from
I am not.
Moonbeam's snake.
Thank you. Good idea.
This is the last page of invent.
Yeah.
Gabriel magnifies the shed skin from Magentia, Moonbeam's snake. The snake scales are hued brown. They don't match the scale from Lake Pontchartrain.
Okay. So based on what we've done so far, like I assume we need to look into any snakes in town and
Right.
figure out who's got the
prettiest
the
snake?
matching snake.
Who's got the fanciest, prettiest snake in all the land?
So I'm curious how we're gonna get a better look at Dr. John's snake.
Right.
Uh, hmm. Guess we're done here. Clicked around on all the stuff here before and didn't seem to get us anywhere. $100. Where do we get $100? Is that what we need to do? So check out the square again. I know we went here at the end of the last stream, but there was some stuff we didn't really figure out what to do with. For example, how do we get a lucky dog?
Hey, come back here. Hey!
Oh!
The artist is off chasing his errant drawing.
Do you need to steal from the artist for some reason?
I mean, I kind of feel like maybe. I don't know why.
Yeah.
The artist would not appreciate Gabriel messing with his stuff
Maybe
while
we need
he's
to go
gone.
help him?
Can you look at it?
The artist is off chasing his
Okay.
errant
So you
drawing.
can't, like, examine his easel.
The artist would not appreciate Gabriel
I
messing
can't
with
think
his
of any
stuff
other
while he's gone.
action that would make sense to do. We'll go see what he's doing over here. Oh no. Okay. Oh, okay.
Unbelievable. Rotten luck.
So, it looks like we maybe need to get his drawing back and then perhaps it'll help us out in some way. Or maybe the drawing itself is useful for some reason.
I can't remember. Like, I remember you talking to him, but I can't really
There's a
remember what
drawing
he said.
caught up against the hedges.
He's like an architecture student, I think, and I think he was just drawing the church.
Okay.
Gabriel can't reach the drawing from where he is.
You need to think longer.
I was just about to say that. I feel like the tweezers aren't going to be much help, but that's all I have to try, so... we'll give it a
Using
shot.
that on the drawing wouldn't help.
Okay.
think it over while you take a break?
Yeah, a break's not a bad idea. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll think real hard about how to get a thing that's out of reach. Would a lucky dog help? I don't know. Might help us think. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. I'm sorry. It's a lot of tapping, isn't it?
He's tapping so fast.
Very intense. Okay, let's...
You dance pretty well for a kid.
Give me some money, then.
I don't have any.
Don't block the view, mister.
Could I get a lucky dog, please?
Not now, I'm busy.
An unambitious person? In the 90s? Ah, amazing.
This is such a fascinating, like... Not now, I'm busy? He's not busy. He's watching the tap dancing kid? Like, why would he not sell me a lucky dog? And then the commentary afterward is just... What?
Like, I was alive in the 90s, but I don't get that. Like, is that sarcastic? Is that saying that people in the 90s were lazy, or is that it is strange that a person in the 90s would be lazy?
I think it's saying that everyone was lazy in the 90s. Or at least young people.
These Gen X slackers.
So, like, he's clearly watching the tap dancing kid, right?
Sure.
I feel like we have to do something with the tap dancing kid.
I mean, is he necessarily watching the tap dancing kid, or is he just, like, on break?
I mean, he says he's busy.
Sure.
You know, it doesn't say he's on break. He's looking at the kid.
Yeah.
And then when I talk to the kid, he says, if I don't have any money, then don't block the view. So, like, I'm standing, I think I'm blocking. I guess my assumption is the lucky dog vendor is giving him tips. I don't know. Oh.
Oh?
Val says, is he reading? And it does kind of look like he flips through.
He's holding something.
Okay,
He's
maybe
just...
we gotta look. Maybe I never looked at him
Lucky
before.
dog vendor has
Okay.
it buried in a paperback
I remember that
novel.
now.
Gabriel noticed that it is not. Big surprise.
Okay.
One of his.
So now I'm even more puzzled what to do here. Like, I wouldn't have thought too much of this, but the fact that there was well, I mean, just the fact that any of this is here, like, already strongly suggests that there's a puzzle to solve. But, you know, then it was a hint in the magazine, so clearly that is the case.
What if the hint in the magazine was about a different lucky dog vendor location?
Sure, it was talking about day 2, though, so I figure probably this one.
You think he's the only lucky dog vendor in all of New Orleans? I'm just making shit up.
Which talk icon did I do on this
Do you
guy?
mind if I ask you a few questions?
Yep, I mind all right.
What?
Because A, I don't know anything, and B, I'm busy.
Oh.
He's just vibing. Johnny Bravo vibe.
This is just... I don't know what to do with any of this. Just occurred to me, maybe I should look at...
A lucky dog vendor has set up business in the square. Jackson Square is a good place to rest while exploring the French Quarter, and a great place to be entertained by local performers. That jazz band is pretty good. Of course, most jazz bands in New Orleans are.
Tap dancing is reminding me of
Okay.
the bridge trolls from King's Quest.
Yeah, that kid's moves ain't got nothing on those bridge trolls. Let's talk to this guy now that he's back and abandoned his runaway drawing.
How's it going?
Well, life sucks. I just lost 2 days worth of work.
What you working on now?
Jeez.
Just starting another drawing of the cathedral.
Could I ask you some questions?
I'd rather not. I really get focused when I'm drawing.
Okay, fine.
An artist is taking advantage of the fine weather.
Do you mind if I watch you?
Be my guest.
The juggler looks like a beginner practicing the act. The juggler is busy.
All right, fair. I mean, mostly I don't really know what we're supposed to be accomplishing right now.
Okay. Did you come?
All of our leads are extremely vague at this point.
Did you come here for a purpose?
I mean, I just came to see what was going on in Jackson Square. If there's anything we could do right now, and the answer is,
The chancel of St. Louis Cathedral consists of a raised dais, an altar, 2 pedestals, and a choir area.
I mean, we've got so many different things to figure out, but we'll try Grace again, see if.
I knew you'd miss me, so I came back.
The excitement of seeing you is killing me.
Like maybe there's something new we can talk to her about, or have her do some more research.
Seen any good movies?
I saw a great documentary last night on pyramid excavations.
You mean small, dark places that haven't been touched in centuries? Sounds right up your alley.
Well, it did help me gain a better understanding of your mind.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
He sure is a guy, huh?
Did you ask her about St. John's Eve?
I'm pretty sure.
What can you tell me about St. John's Eve?
I told you, I can't help you with that.
Sorry.
Do you know anything about animal masks?
I'd really rather not hear about your sex life, Knight.
Could you do some research for me?
Sure, what?
Ha!
I need you to look up a Madame Cazeneuve.
Madame Cazeneuve? Is she related to the murders the same way your friend, Malia Getty, was?
Grace, Cazeneuve is at least 70.
As if that makes a difference to you. Okay, I'll see what I can find. Anything else?
So it seems like the research she can do is help us find somebody so we can, go visit them and talk to them.
I like to picture that he just comes in and he's like, Grace, I need you to do some research, and she's like, fine, I'll get out the fucking phone book.
Right. I
can't think of anything.
Okay.
Initially expecting to be able to ask her to do, real research, like,
right.
Learn about a topic or
right.
something like that. I'm trying to remember. Do we have to, when we asked her to research Malia Getty, did we have to wait till the next day?
I have absolutely no idea how that works.
There's no one in that part of the shop to talk to.
I do not recall how that happened.
Yeah.
I barely recalled that it did happen.
I've got some things I need to do.
See ya.
I'm just looking at this clock drawing and try to think, like, if we've learned anything even, like, remotely related to this. It doesn't really seem like.
Did you try just kind of messing around with it?
I mean, I did a little bit. This ring with the symbols can be turned, and then you can turn the clock hands separately. And that just seemed like there's a huge number of possible combinations there, right? So surely I need some information before I can do anything with this. And I mean, we've encountered very little. This was a noose icon, which, you know, the only way we've come across that is in Gabriel's nightmares. It's Dragon Mask, Eclipse. I'm trying to remember if there was maybe an eclipse in the nightmare. I'm not sure. Angels, I mean, cemetery. You know, like, there's no obvious. The thought I just had was, oh yeah, the cemetery, the family crypt is there.
Right.
Let's go poke at that some more. That didn't seem like we could do anything with it, but it was the grandmother who told us to go visit it.
Right. Have you asked your grandmother about snakes?
That's a good point. We have some new things we could ask her about. We'll stop over there after we've poked at the crypt.
The Wright family tomb. Several of Gabriel and Grant's family members are laid to rest here. A statue of a small child clings to a cross atop the Wright tomb. The Wright family tomb. Several of Gabriel and Grant's family members are laid to rest.
Yeah, I don't.
Is that just a pen name?
I don't know. I don't think that's been explained.
The marker reads, Harley Wright.
Grand sister. She died young.
The marker reads, Merrill Planter Wright.
These are Grand's folks. I never knew them.
Okay.
The marker reads, Franklin Wright.
These are Grand's folks. I never knew them.
Is there a separate
The
Knight
marker
family too?
reads, Harrison Knight.
Granddaddy.
Okay.
The marker reads, Harley Wright.
Grand sister. She died young.
The marker reads, Philip Knight.
Daddy.
The marker reads, Margaret Templeton Knight.
My mother.
Okay. So
Using that on the tomb would be pointless.
man, it seems. It just seems interesting
This is the
that
last
we can
page.
look at the individual. I don't know what you call these things.
They're just markers.
Yeah.
They're just plaques
markers.
on the tomb.
I don't know. I don't know what to do with that.
There's nothing on the tomb to operate. Gabriel doesn't want to take the nameplates from his family tomb. Using that on the tomb would be pointless.
Okay.
Vases seem to be a favorite decoration for the dead. Saint Louis Cemetery, #1, is one of the most historic and beautiful places in the French Quarter.
I'm out of ideas. Hey, we got out on the first try.
Good job.
I don't think that will be happening again.
Got stuck.
I was hopeful for just a moment.
Is it just this one that gives you so much trouble?
Oh. Can't do anything while he's moving to the other screen. The cemetery, for some reason, is definitely the fussiest. I don't know why that is. It's not the only place I've had this problem, but... I guess we're gonna try to talk to Grandma again. I'm trying to think if we have gained anything that would convince the butler to let us talk to Malia.
My precious boy. How wonderful of you to stop by.
Certainly not anything obvious.
Can't stay away from you, Gran.
Make yourself at home, son.
Is there anything you need?
Me? Oh, no. I'm just fine, Gabriel. I have more than enough of everything.
Can we talk, Gran?
Of course, my boy. How can I help?
What do you know about snakes?
Do you know anything about snakes?
Snakes? What kind of snakes, dear?
I don't know. Local kinds?
Well, we used to get cottonmouths in the park when I was a girl, but I haven't heard of one being sighted for years. Milk snakes and garter snakes are also around these parts, but they can't hurt you.
Thanks, Gran.
I don't know if I've ever heard of a milk snake.
I have.
Okay.
Do you know anything about animal masks?
Why, no, dear. Do you mean Mardi Gras masks?
Never mind, Gran.
Pretty sure we asked about most of this stuff. Can't remember if all of these names were here. I feel like some of them were.
Tell me about my mother.
Your mother was Margaret Templeton when your father met her. She came from a very wealthy Creole family in New Orleans. She was beautiful and reckless. She was madly in love with your father, of course, but I also think she liked defying her family.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah. I can't decide if it's worth poking at the clock again.
Does this mean anything to you, Gran?
Sorry, no, Gabriel.
Also just had the thought, I wonder if it's worth going back to the crime scene and like using our photocopy of the symbols.
On the dirt.
Right. That seems
well,
more
Gran,
likely to
I'd better get going.
All right, dear.
get us somewhere than messing with the clock.
Using that on the lines wouldn't be helpful.
Also just realized I should try combining these.
Those two objects would have no effect on each other. Those two objects would
What if the key
why
we're
don't
missing to progressing is in that drawer in the clock?
I mean, it's possible, but how could we possibly figure out
I don't know.
that clock with what we have? We have very little to go on. I was gonna say maybe we should go back and talk to our cop buddy. He might have something to say about snakes or animal masks.
Mostly, my man.
Knight, I had a feeling you'd show up.
Can I ask you about some stuff?
You're the writer. Ask away.
Do you know anything about snakes?
The only thing I know about snakes is I don't like them.
Do you know anything about animal masks?
Animal masks? You mean like those Halloween masks they sometimes use in robberies?
I don't think so. More like real animals.
Never ran across anything like that.
You got $100 I could borrow?
What's the status on the Voodoo murders case?
You're as filled in as me.
Which is wild. Let's insult him again for no reason.
Have you ever called the hair club for men?
I'd rather have no hair than your hair, Knight.
I feel like that was the same insult we used last time. Both in business conversation have serious chins. Yeah, they do. Let's see if we can show him.
I picked up this scale at Lake Pontchartrain.
Really? Wow, that's a great idea for the book. Me endangering my life investigating at a snake-infested lake. We don't have to mention that it's probably from a harmless local water snake.
Didn't really get us anywhere.
This is the last.
Okay.
I have this.
That's nice, but I'm busy with the real investigation, Knight.
It's a very cool snake skin.
Also, you showed him the snake scale,
Uh-huh.
and you mentioned that you picked it up at the crime scene,
Yeah.
and he's just like, cool.
Yeah. He was just like, cool, it's probably just, you know, a random snake. I mean, and then Gabriel didn't mention that, you know, there were marks in the grass where he found it, of course. Everybody's just doing a bad job all around.
I found these strange symbols on Marie Laveau's tomb at St. Louis Cemetery No. 1.
I'm sure any extra voodoo stuff you dig up will make an interesting story, Knight, but I'd rather stick with the case at hand, personally.
That's fair. Guess that's it, huh?
I'll let you get back to it.
Later, Knight.
Gotta say, I'm a little tempted to bust out that magazine. I'm gonna poke around a little bit more first, but definitely feeling a bit stuck. I guess I haven't been back to the Overlook. I can't think of any reason this would be useful, but the fact that it exists.
4 pairs of binoculars are rigorously mounted on the cement floor.
Could you use each
Like,
of them?
certainly it's going to be helpful at some point.
Right.
Each one of these looks at a section of Jackson Square.
Okay.
So we can just kind of peek at what everybody's up
interesting.
to.
And it's not even any closer of a view than if you were to physically go there.
Right.
Huh.
Like, you know, I assume there's some specific instance in which this will be useful.
Right.
But you know, every time we've been here so far, it just kind of shows us a more limited view of an area we could simply go to and see the same things.
Right.
I should make a note of Jackson Square. We've got Lucky Dog, Tap Dancing Kid, possibly related. And then we got the guy's drawing, which we need something to grab it with, I assume.
Saint Louis Cathedral. The original church on this site was built in 1724 and was named for Louis Knight of France. That church burnt in the Great Fire of 1788. The present church dates from 1851. The Pontalba buildings are historical landmarks built in 1849 and 1850 as residential apartments. The presbytery. This building was begun by the Spaniards in 1795 after a fire in Jackson Square. It was intended for monks, but now it houses historical exhibits.
Hello, Dr. John.
Glad you could return to us, Mr. Knight.
Curious if we can show him the snake skin.
Dr. John is unlikely to be interested in that snake skin. Perhaps Gabriel should learn more about the scale before showing it to anyone.
You let me show it to the cop?
A very large, very formidable looking snake is secured in a plexiglass cage.
Just kind of looking for hints as to how we could possibly get a scale or something from that snake.
It doesn't look especially colorful.
Right. I agree.
Goodbye, Dr. John.
Goodbye, Mr. Knight.
I'm gonna peek at the hint magazine. Oh, what?
What?
I'm just looking at the answer about the clock in the attic. It starts off, after you read Heinz Ritter's book in the bookshop, one phrase should stick out in your mind. And if you... Drei Drachen is the phrase. If you look this phrase up in the German dictionary, you'll have to look several times in the bookshop. You'll discover it means 3 dragons.
Did you interact with any books in the bookshop at any time?
I mean, I thought I clicked around pretty well in the bookshop. I feel like I clicked at least a little bit in the book areas.
Right.
Hey, Grace. Here I am.
Really? I forgot you were gone.
Man.
The books on the table have been chosen for their special appeal. Recent fiction by the biggies. In other words, nothing written by Gabriel.
So, like, I guess they just really expect you to click around.
Under the window are reference books, dictionaries, foreign language dictionaries, quotation books, and others. Gabriel borrows them often when he's writing. Under the window are reference books. That shelf holds used copies of the Dime Strife series, secrets of unsolved ancient UFO mysteries and such. They just leap out the door.
Where's the secret place?
The books on that top shelf include mysteries and other pulp novels from the 50s and 60s. The top shelf contained books on animals, including snakes and other reptiles.
I mean, that sounds relevant to us.
The top shelf that shelf contains historical references, biographies of kings and queens, that sort of thing. That shelf contains historical The ladder provides access to the uppermost shelves of the bookcase.
Maybe we need to use the ladder? Hey!
If you try to look down my shirt one more time, I'm leaving.
Hell, just trying to refresh my memory.
I know what you're trying to refresh, and it isn't your memory. Get down.
Oh, I can't even actually do anything up there. Okay. Thanks, Gabriel.
The top shelf contains a set of German books that once belonged to Gabriel's grandfather.
Now we're getting somewhere. Take.
Gabriel selects a volume of German poetry that he always found strangely compelling.
Drei Drachen. Drei Drachen kriechen in meinen Schlaf. Die Ziele wollen sie lebendig zum Fraß. Feurigen Atems, gespaltener Zunge, genießen sie jedes Mal.
That's nice. Kinda creepy, though. Who's the author?
Heinz Ritter. I'm not sure what it says, but I get the feeling the guy was one sick puppy.
Oh, yeah. At the beginning of the game, we had a message from Wolfgang Ritter. Said it was urgent, but Gabriel didn't really seem interested. He said he'd call back if it was important. But the name connection seems relevant. Okay, so got some points. Did that actually add anything to our inventory? No. Now we gotta find the dictionary.
I just heard the cabinet that I opened squeak
Oh.
in the stream audio.
Our microphone likes to pick up kitchen noises from the other side of the house. Apparently. Look. Where's the dictionary?
Isn't it?
Oh.
That shelf holds used. They just leap out the door.
Okay.
That shelf holds used copies of the Dime Strife series. They just leap out the door. The books on the table have been chosen for their special appeal. The books...
Where's the dictionary?
The books on the desk all need repair work.
Okay.
All medical reference texts are stored on an upper shelf. Real old. The top shelf contains books on... That shelf contains his... That shelf contains... St. George books could use...
Alright, let's move Gabriel so I can click on more books here.
That shelf holds used copies of the Dime Strife series.
As I do this...
Secrets of Unsolved Asian. They just leap.
Yes, yes. As I do this, I can't help but remember how every time I go to update my stream stuff, when I select Gabriel Knight as the game, Twitch adds a bunch of tags automatically that are related to the game. And one of the tags for this game is hidden objects. And like, you know, obviously any point and click game is... You know, there's a bit of a hidden object mechanic there, but like this is definitely pushing that.
That shelf holds, they just, that shelf, they just leap. That shelf,
Like,
the top shelf contains a set of German books that once belonged to Gabriel's. Under the window
okay, dictionaries were over
reference
here.
books,
I remember now.
dictionaries, foreign language dictionaries, quotation books, and others. Gabriel borrows them often when he's writing.
Okay. We're getting there.
Gabriel leafs through a German-English dictionary.
Let's see, Mittag means midday, noon.
And then we have to do this multiple times before he'll actually look up the thing we're interested in.
Gabriel leafs through a German-English dictionary.
Spiel means game. Interesting.
I'm not sure this is actually required to solve the puzzle.
Gabriel leafs through a German-English dictionary.
Himmel means heaven. Uh-huh.
But we will get points for it.
Gabriel leafs through a German-English dictionary.
Dry means 3.
What could Draken mean?
Gabriel leafs through a German-English dictionary.
Possessin means possessed. That's handy to know.
Is it?
Gabriel leafs through a German-English dictionary.
Drachen means dragons. I wonder if Mosley would know he was being insulted if I called him Drachenbread.
That didn't actually get us any points. That's funny. So, now we know Dry Draken, 3 dragons, and there's a dragon mask on the clock. And I saw in the magazine basically we gotta, I assume, I didn't read it carefully, but I assume dragon mask needs to be at the top, and then we set the clock to 3 o'clock. I'm very curious what we're going to get out of this.
I've got some things I need to do.
Uh-huh.
Do you think he forgot what he was supposed to be looking up? Yeah, I think he maybe wasn't actually interested in figuring out what that meant. Kind of feel like he's working against us a little.
My precious boy. How wonderful of you to stop by.
Can't stay away from you, Gran.
Make yourself at home, son.
I'm going up the attic again.
Enjoy yourself, dear.
I'm sure I'll have a blast. Okay, let's open this dang clock. Use? So, I think this is the dragon head at the bottom.
The ring
here.
of symbols does not appear to have any mechanical function, but it does move.
So there's a separate move. Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, that looks good. And it looks like we're at 4:45 right now.
The face of the clock doesn't move.
I want to move the hands. Okay. Oh, it kind of reset itself. Oh. What? Yes?
Gabriel doesn't want to take the clock.
Yeah, I want to open it.
Gabriel can't operate the clock
Oh, maybe I
that
need to
way.
turn the key now.
Granddaddy, you old fox.
Looks like a photo? More. Kinds of goodies in here. Oh, 69. Nice.
The old photographs show Gabriel's grandfather with 2 other men that Gabriel has not identified.
Okay. How? Oh, here.
The letter is addressed to Heinz Ritter.
Okay.
Whoever that is.
So that's who wrote the poetry we just read.
The letter is written in German, but Gabriel determines what he can about it. It was sent from a place called Schloss Ritter in Rittersberg, West Germany. The letter is addressed to mein Sohn Heinz and signed Wilhelm Ritter. One of the reoccurring words strewn throughout the letter is the word Schattenjäger. The only thing that Gabriel can decipher about the letter is a sense of urgency in the handwriting and in the heavy use of quill-tip bold strokes and underlining.
Well, I already forgot.
The letter is written in German. It was sent from a place called Schloss Ritter in Rittersberg, West Germany. The letter is addressed to mein Sohn Heinz and signed Wilhelm Ritter. One of the reoccurring words strewn throughout the letter is the word Schattenjäger. The only thing that Gabriel can decipher about the letter is a sense of urgency in the handwriting and in the heavy use of quill-tip bold strokes and underlining.
Okay. What to do with that?
Gabriel doesn't want to take the clock.
Just gonna ask,
I think I'll leave that up here.
Can ask our grandma if she can tell us anything.
That's it. Take a load off, hon.
Does this mean anything to you, Gran?
No, dear. I'm afraid I don't speak a word of German.
What about the photo?
This is the last.
Okay. Sorry I clicked too much.
Does this mean anything to you, Gran?
That one in the middle is your grandfather. Those other two I don't know.
That didn't get us anywhere. Let's see if we have
Can we
any
talk, Gran?
questions.
Of course, my boy. How can I help?
We can ask about Schattenjäger now.
Have you ever heard of a Schattenjäger?
Schattenjäger? Schattenjäger. How odd, Gabriel. I haven't heard that word in years. My goodness, you've given me a chill. Your granddad used to say that sometimes in his sleep.
Really? Do you know what it means?
No, I'm afraid not. I asked him about it once. I don't think he answered me. Odd.
Thanks, Gran.
Oh, we can ask about Heinz Ritter now.
Do you know anyone named Heinz Ritter?
Heinz Ritter. Oh, Gabriel. Where did you hear that name?
I found a letter in Granddaddy's clock.
I promised I'd never tell you or your father. But I suppose it doesn't matter now.
Tell me, Gran.
Your granddad's name was Heinz Ritter before he came to America.
Oh.
He changed it to Harrison Knight legally when he arrived.
Okay. The letter was from Wilhelm Ritter, and it said, "Mein Sohn Heinz, I'm guessing that means son, my son Heinz. I don't know very much German, but that seems like a reasonable guess.
Well, Gran, I better get going.
All right, dear.
Grandpa's terrible secret. Your secret in German.
It's like, what's... He changed his name. Why is that a big secret? I mean, I assume there's some reason for it, but like, you know, it seems like the reason is the secret, not that he changed his name.
Maybe he's running from the law.
Like, I feel like every time we make any progress in this game, I'm like, okay, this is good. Clearly this is new and useful information, or, you know, it's something we need to figure out, but like, then what? I still don't know where to go from here.
Also, did you notice my comment when you were looking at the dictionaries? Is there a French dictionary, perhaps?
Oh. I am gonna go back to the shop. I mean, you know, I just...
It's humid out there. Made it back, though.
The excitement of seeing you is killing me.
Like, if you just click in the dictionary area, he just goes for the German one. I don't think there's any...
If that would be too convenient.
Gabriel leaves through a German-English dictionary.
Let's see, Mittag means midday noon.
Couldn't possibly look at more than one language dictionary in your shop.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
Have you ever heard of a Schottenjäger?
No. Is that a voodoo word?
I don't think so. It's German.
No, but it has a nice ring, doesn't it? Schottenjäger.
Jaeger is like hunter or something like that, I think. That's all the German I know.
Could you do some research for me?
Sure. What?
I can't think of anything.
Okay.
I thought maybe she could try to learn more about Heinz Ritter.
I'm just looking up your German words.
Okay.
Gabriel selects a volume of German poetry that he always found strangely compelling.
Drei Drachen. Drei Drachen kriechen in meinen Schlaf. Die Ziele wollen sie lebendig zum Fraß. Feurigen Atems, gespaltener Zunge, genießen sie jedes Mal.
I feel like looking up real world information is not a spoiler.
Yeah, I don't know
Like-
what this means in the game context.
Like there's lots of things in Sierra games that kind of expect you to do that to some degree.
Sure.
So what does Schottenjäger mean?
Schotten means shadow or the shade, and Jaeger means hunter.
Okay. trying to picture Tim Curry reading this. Yeah, it's
His
I don't think you were here when we looked at the magazine. I can literally show you a photo of Tim Curry reading
His
this.
pronunciation seems weirdly accurate, given that he is supposed to not know German himself. It makes me wonder if they're going for like a soap opera style DNA is destiny, and he just like in his mitochondria understands how to say German correctly, even if he doesn't know what it means.
There he is. Can't decide if I want to look at the lucky dog hint. Like,
I've
think Curry
got some
speaks German
things I need
fluently,
to
if I
do.
remember right.
Good luck.
I was really hoping that would get us somewhere with anything else, but it just kind of gives us a new... Oh, I forgot to switch my scene back. It just kind of gives us a new avenue for learning information that, you know, I assume will eventually kind of all come together. Obviously, now we can ask people about Schottenjäger. I don't know. I don't know if that's useful.
Right.
Hello, Dr. John.
Glad you could return to us, Mr. Knight.
Could I ask you some more questions?
Of course.
I'm
I
just
also find our dialogue stimulating.
plugging words into Google Translate. Ritter means night.
Have you ever heard of a Schottenjäger?
No, I have not.
Yeah, it's about what I figured, but it seemed worth a shot. Figured if anybody around here would know about shadow hunters, it'd probably be him. I don't know.
Goodbye, Dr. John.
Walk carefully.
I can't
out
help
there,
but think,
Mr. Knight.
like, I'm probably not clicking on enough little freaking things.
Right.
I did have the thought.
Hi.
What was your thought?
I'm sorry, I got distracted by looking around here. Like, maybe there's something here we could use as a grabby device to get that drawing.
The mask appears
I
to
don't
be
know how
made
this
from
would
a
help, but
real
have you tried using the
crocodile
snake
head.
skin? Because it's a thing in your inventory that's long.
I can't remember if I tried it or not.
To get the mask, Gabriel would have to buy it.
I could just grab it and run.
It is right by the door.
Do you know anything about snake scales?
I got some snake root and snake powder, but I order 'em wholesale. I don't handle snakes. I don't like 'em at all.
I can't help but find it interesting that I can ask absolutely anyone about snakes without knowing more about the snake scale, except for Dr. John.
Wait, you can't ask him about the snake scale, or you can't show him the snake scale?
I can't, like, I used the snake scale inventory item on this guy.
Oh, okay.
And it let me do that without any, like, whoa, buddy.
Right.
But with Dr. John, it's like, you should learn more.
Weird.
Like, yeah, exactly. The game is like no order skipping. Like, I feel like that's, showing him the scale would surely lead somewhere interesting.
And apparently he couldn't just tell us whatever it is we need to know about the snake scale.
Right. I've clicked on all this stuff. I can't help but feel like
The
I've missed something.
Dixieland
but-
drugstore is crammed from top to bottom with strange
You look up, Pence. What you got?
merchandise.
Oh, I'm just
Some
reading this page.
or all of which seems to be related to the practice of voodoo.
This page in the magazine, just generally.
Mm-hmm. We've done the 2 day 1 questions it has there now, right? Is there anything in the crime scene that we missed?
I would have to actually read the whole paragraph to tell you that.
Okay.
I'm very tired, so I'm just kind of staring at the words and not taking them
Okay.
in.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
do you want to hand it to me?
I was looking at him.
Okay. One of the questions is, I'm at Jackson Square and I observed an artist drawing a sketch of the cathedral. Am I supposed to do something with this artist? And the answer is just watch the artist lose his picture. You may need to enter and exit this section of Jackson Square a couple of times.
Okay, well what does that do?
Right.
For what purpose do you do this?
I'm hungry. Where can I get some money for a lucky dog? Give the lucky dog vendor your gift certificate? What? Oh, you fuck. You can open the cash register at the bookstore, and there's apparently a gift certificate in there.
Phew, it's humid out there. Made it back though.
Oh boy, party time.
Like, I swear I've...
Gabriel looks at the cash register, checking for cobwebs.
I'm positive I've done that. And, like, there's nothing in there to suggest that this is a thing you should open to see what's in there.
Right.
It's certainly light
Oh,
enough,
wrong one.
but rather useless, as Gabriel well knows.
Yes, yes.
Wishful thinking.
Huh.
Wishful thinking.
We don't want the open. Okay. Oh boy.
Video games!
Gabriel opens the cash register to examine the take. Or, in the case of St. George books, the mistake.
Wild.
The cash register contains about $20 in small bills and change.
For a second I was like, oh, could we get enough money for that crocodile head? But
Nope.
It's a gift certificate left over from yet another dismal failure of a promotion.
even that, like, that doesn't really give me enough information to suggest why I would want to pick
I
this
guess
up.
you can live without this old gift certificate.
Knock yourself out.
Certificate for what?
Right, it's not telling me.
Yeah.
The $20 gift certificate for St. George's looks pitifully new and unused.
Okay, so we're just gonna, like, swap this.
We're gonna be like, hey, you like books? Here's...
Oh, right, he's reading a
yeah.
book. Okay. So that makes a little bit of sense, at least.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Like, we're coming at this backwards from, like, we know we need this, but why? Whereas you're probably intended to, I don't know,
See you
click
later.
around and take whatever's
Have
not
fun.
nailed down before you get to this point. Do you want the magazine handy for any further hints?
I mean, I'm good for now. We'll see. Oops.
There's not that much There's
I
not
knew
that
you'd
much left on the page that I
See you
don't think
later.
you figured out on your own.
See ya.
Yeah, yeah. Jackson. I still don't know what what are we gonna do with a lucky dog?
Oh, that's in the magazine.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I mean, I didn't read ahead.
Uh-huh.
I figure we'll get it in. And I'm like, this interaction doesn't even make a lot of sense.
Right.
It's not like this guy's like he's reading a book.
Sure.
I have this gift certificate.
I'm busy.
It's good for $20 at St. George's Books, finest bookstore in New Orleans.
Really? I'll have to check it out sometime.
You could take this gift certificate with you, if you'll give me a lucky dog.
A lucky dog for a $20 gift certificate? Well, sure. Here you go.
I mean, it wasn't ever suggested that I needed to give this guy something of value in exchange for a lucky dog. He just didn't want to help me at all. Obviously, you know, we found something he was interested in, but very goofy. Oh, I just got a hot dog.
The lucky dog is plump and juicy.
What am I gonna do with that? I have no idea.
Gabriel can see that just fine without
I'm gonna look at it
magnification.
up close. We're just gonna give anyone we can think of a hot dog.
You wouldn't like a lucky dog by any chance.
Would I?
Oh.
Thanks, mister. You got any special requests? Let me know.
Right after I clicked it, I was like, oh, I should have saved. I hope that's, you know, I got points for it.
Yeah,
so that's reassuring.
You are so far in line with what the magazine said to do.
Okay, I am gonna save right now, though. So...
You mentioned something about special requests?
Yeah. You got one?
Can you fit through the bars around the statue?
Can I? Just watch me.
Good. There's something in there I can't quite reach. Come on.
Sure.
Can you reach that piece of paper?
Sure thing. Here you go.
Thanks, kid.
Yep. See ya.
And like, I'm supposed to do all this. I don't even know why I would want this drawing. I don't know why I would want to help this architecture student. Or do I want his drawing for some
The
reason?
last page.
I feel like
It's a technical drawing of Saint Louis
I feel like
Cathedral.
you've already tried
There's nothing written on the
to
drawing.
interact with him
Yeah.
Talking
in the
to
way that
would
I
be
think you are intended to.
unenlightening.
Uh-huh.
You just haven't done it in the correct order. Does that make sense? Like, I barely remember last week at this point. I have the vaguest, foggiest memory that last week you were talking to him. Oh no, wait, last week you didn't have the... You showed him something that you had last week. But now you have more. Am I being too...
I mean, I'm gonna give him the drawing.
Yeah.
And I assume that'll get me something.
Mm-hmm.
I just Like, the game is asking a lot of me without giving me any reason. And, like, I know adventure games, like...
Yeah.
This is just adventure game stuff.
Yeah.
And to some degree, I can understand and appreciate that. I prefer when they give you a little bit of something.
Right.
To, like, give you either motivation or, you know, some hint as to what you need to do, etc.
This belongs to you, doesn't it?
My drawing. How'd you get it?
Oh, it was a bit of a squeeze, but I hate to see you lose your work. I lost my only copy of a manuscript once.
Well, you saved my butt. Let me know if I can ever do the same for you, huh?
We made a friend.
Hooray!
And isn't that what's important?
Would you like an additional hint? Which I will offer in the form of a question.
Not yet.
Okay.
Do you mind if I watch you?
Be my guest.
Could I ask you some questions?
I'd rather not. I really get focused when I'm drawing.
Okay, fine.
Sure.
What have you got in your inventory that would be worthwhile to show to an artist?
That photo I just got. Or the drawings. I'm just thinking he's an architecture student, and this has an interesting
architecture
castle building in the background. I'm gonna try it and see what happens.
What would the artist do with that?
Tell me about the architecture. It seems reasonable, right?
Say, do you think there's anything you can do with these patterns?
What do you need?
Is there any way you can reconstruct the whole pattern from these partials?
Pattern is probably circular, and there's some repetition in the elements. What is this from, anyway?
You'd never believe me.
Okie dokie. Well, there's... I think there's an area missing. If you could get me any more of these...
I'll see what I can do.
So... the interesting thing here is, like, I mean... There's no reason, like, we as Gabriel couldn't... I mean, like, cut up these pieces and try to reassemble them into a whole or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the kind of fascinating angle is I think the game is like, Gabriel isn't smart enough to do this on his own. And I gotta be honest, I kind of fucking love that.
I have another one of those patterns.
Really? Let's see. Yeah, this is great. I think there's enough overlap now. I'll give it my best shot. I'll show you what I come up with tomorrow.
Great. I appreciate it.
I mean, it does make some amount of sense. Like, he's an artist, you know, obviously he's gonna draw the whole thing.
Right.
But that's fascinating. So, now we got something to do tomorrow. Get drawing on day 3. We're at 80 points out of 342. I'm just trying to think of if there's anything else we should do before we wrap up for the night. It'd be nice if we could get through the end of day 2, but I don't really know how much more there's gonna be. It seems like... Good night, Silver. Thanks for hanging out.
Good night, Silver. I just said because I,
Was there a bit more in there?
No, I mean, I think I'm making some assumptions about, I'm drawing some connections between two of these questions that maybe the hints themselves are not intending to draw.
Okay.
Yeah, these are both day 2. And he said that he'll have the thing for you tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe this last thing doesn't have anything to do with the artist. But I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me.
Okay, well, what is it?
The question is, wow, Moonbeam translated the voodoo message. So what I was assuming is that what you've given to the artist are the pieces to assemble into a voodoo message, and then you show that to Moonbeam, and she tells you what it means. And then the hint is to do all of the things you've already done at Moonbeam's office. Because you just went there on your own, and you did all the interactions that there were to do, but you don't
Gabriel
have a
Knight?
message.
Come in.
You don't
Hello,
have a message for her to decipher yet. Right?
I mean, to me, when you say voodoo message, I think of the thing
be
from Laveau's tomb.
Oh!
But it's possible the symbol thing from the
Right.
crime scene is also a voodoo message.
Right. I forgot about the marks on Marie Laveau's tomb. So maybe that's what you're supposed to show her.
Yeah.
Do these symbols mean anything to you?
Ah, the voodoo code. It is very secret, yes. I studied it with my mentor, the great Queen Tabitha.
Really? Great. Can you tell me what it says?
Let's see. Well, some of it is nonsense, I'm afraid. Whoever wrote this wasn't very good.
That's all right. Just tell me what it says.
It starts with a D and a J, and then... Okay, this part makes sense. It says, conclave tonight, bring... then there's more nonsense. F-W-E-T-K-A-S-H. Well, that
Wet
last
cash.
bit might mean cash. Fresh cash? It doesn't make much sense.
That's okay, thanks.
Flesh cash. Thank you very much.
DJ Conclave. K-A-S-H. It's a start.
I'm happy I could help.
Flesh puzzle. That's a different game. There might be some flesh puzzles in this one, actually. I don't know.
Could be. I think we have anything else that would be worth running by here.
Did you show her the brick?
Well, I guess I'll be gone now.
I didn't, but I don't know. Doesn't it? I feel like the
May
brick
the
is.
protection of the snake god go with you.
Thanks.
What we will eventually use to write a voodoo message of our own. Which I know from the manual will be a thing at some point.
Sure. Well, we have now exhausted all of the hints from the magazine.
Fresh
from
out of hints.
1994.
Shoot. We're gonna have to buy an Invisiclues.
Hello, beautiful. It's me.
I wish you wouldn't wear that coat outside in June. I could smell you from here.
He's gotta look cool though.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
Could you do some research for me?
Sure. What?
I can't think of anything.
Okay.
I thought we'd at least have something new to have a useless conversation about. I'm trying to think who we could ask about that. And then I also kind of want to try...
I've Got some things I need to do.
Don't hurry back on my account.
Showing some new stuff to Malia. Well, to the butler.
Yeah, I was gonna say. You gotta get past other Tim Curry.
Like, I don't have any reason to think that photo we found might be of interest, but it seems like a possibility. And it's got two people
I'd
we
like to
don't
see Malia
know
Getty,
in
please.
it.
I'm sorry, but unless you have an appointment or official business, I cannot announce you.
I'm secretly German.
I do have official business. Really? Please tell me the nature of your business. Does this do anything for you? No, it does not, sir.
Those two objects would have no effect on each.
Did I try the snake stuff already?
Does this do anything for you? No. Does this do... No. Does this do anything for you? No. Does this do anything for you? No, it does not, sir.
I have a photo
The
of a
photo
cop.
wouldn't affect that.
Okay. Have I tried this before?
Does this do any... No, it...
Okay. Well, I've done my best.
Just as I thought. Good day, sir.
The Garden District is famous for its elaborate old plantation homes and mansions. This particular mansion is impeccably groomed.
As I was leaving, I was like, wait, I haven't really tried to explore this area much, have
Potted
I?
roses mark the entrance to the house. Gabriel didn't come here to mess with the plants.
And like, given our recent experience, it's clear I need to just see what I can do more often.
This is private property. Gabriel should stay near the front door.
Okay.
Mostly my man.
Knight, come on in.
Let's see. Showed him that. Can't think of any reason to
I
show
have
him
this.
That's nice, but I'm busy with the real investigation, Knight.
Let's see if we got any new conversation.
Can I ask you about some stuff?
You're the writer. Ask away.
right, Val. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good one.
I feel like perhaps you also should go to bed.
Yeah, I agree.
The suit doesn't open.
Okay. I guess I'll just stop right here in the office again. I always like, I want to like finish on a high note.
Yeah.
And, you know, like figure out some of the stuff we're struggling with, but oh, what can you do? It's just video games.
Nobody can do any good puzzle solving after midnight, if you ask me.
My experience is quite the opposite, but
Sure.
That's fair. Just kind of doing a quick little review of my notes here. We still don't know what Cabrice Encore means.
I know, but that's because I'm a filthy cheater that uses Google Translate.
Oh, sure. I mean, I guess I feel like that kind of falls in the same, like, real information is not spoilers, so what's it mean?
You think I fucking remember?
Oh.
Something about a goat?
A goat? Interesting.
Goat without horns?
Oh, okay.
I'm remembering that when I put the words into Google Translate, it was this kind of goofy thing where the words by them, like each word as I put it in,
Yeah.
did not amount to the result when you put all of the words in together.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that in a very vague way. One interesting thing that we now know is Wolfgang Ritter is probably someone related to us. That's the person that called us at the beginning of the game. Had an urgent message from Germany. Still don't know why Mosley wanted to tell us his mother's maiden name is Humphrey and spell it out.
You haven't done anything with that yet?
No.
Huh.
Strange, right?
Yeah.
We can't talk to him about it or anything.
Weird.
We learned what the symbols are on the side of the Laveau tomb, but we... DJ Conclave tonight, Fwet Cash. Not sure what that means. If we can ever make it to day 3, the architecture student will have an assembled version of our crime scene drawings. We did finally get in the clock. So yeah, still a whole bunch of stuff to piece together. Oh, right, and I'm gonna leave it in talking time, but I'm gonna go do one thing. We asked Grace to
I'll be seeing you.
Research
Have a good one.
that one lady that we encountered in the drugstore.
Right.
And I can't remember how long it took for the research to happen last time.
Right.
Like if it was the next day or what. What the heck was her name?
I knew you'd miss me,
Some French.
so I came back.
I wish you wouldn't wear that coat
Start with a
outside in
C, I
June.
think?
Could
Right,
smell you
that's all
from
I
here.
can remember.
It's funny that you have that notebook, but you keep not writing things down.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it's hard to know what's important to write down. I mean, I don't really need to write it down, except, you know, I just want to remember that this is the thing we need to do next week.
Right.
There's no one in that part of...
I guess I like missed her by a pixel.
Got him.
I feel
Could
like...
you do...
Sure.
Yeah.
I can't think...
Okay.
Yeah, I think she'll tell us when we get to day 3.
Yeah. But how do we do that?
I feel like we probably need to talk to Malia.
Sure.
Like, my best guess is we need to figure out something to show to the butler that will let us talk to Malia. We'll go to Malia's house, we'll have a conversation that will give us a bunch of new information, and then that will lead us into day 3. I feel like that's a pretty good guess at how it'll play out. Yeah, I don't know if it's the voodoo message that's gonna... Somebody's gotta know something about that. I don't know. We'll have to find out next week. In the meantime, I can type schedule. Holly will be playing, gonna go back into Genshin?
Yeah.
On Thursday at 3? And I'll be back doing King's Quest. I will share my exciting King's Quest companion book. And I got some other goodies I'll share. Thanks for hanging out, Culinary. Appreciate it. And I don't know if we got anyone else left hanging out, but appreciate y'all being here. And I hope you have a good night. Well, I guess it's just us and the critters left, huh? Forgotten VCR was on for a bit there, but even they're gone now. So, we'll pop on over to some critters. Kung Fu Fruit Cup is playing Persona 3. Alright. Heck, there you go.
Yeah.
We'll head over there then.
Cool.
Thank you for suggesting that. Do we say everything?
I think so.
I feel like we did. So, thanks again. Have a good night.